The sun had just begun to rise over the village of Abodo, painting the red earth with strokes of gold. The market was already alive, women shouting prices, men carrying baskets, the smell of roasted corn mixing with that of fresh pepper and yam. But on that bright morning, something strange was happening. Only one woman's store was full of customers. That woman was Mama Chike. Her table overflowed with yams, pepper, palm oil, and dried fish, and somehow, no matter how much she sold, her goods never seemed to finish. Other women sat and watched in silence, their eyes full of confusion. Every day, it's Mama Chike, Mama Chike. What charm is she using? One whispered. Maybe she knows something we don't, another muttered bitterly. But Mama Chike only smiled. Her gold earrings glimmered under the sun, her thick wrapper swayed as she moved gracefully between her customers. Buy from me, my sister, she would say sweetly. My yam is fresh, my pepper sweet, my price fair. And truly, her customers never seemed to leave empty-handed. Among the sellers sat a young woman named Ngozi. She was new to the market, quiet and humble. Her mother had died the year before, and selling vegetables was the only way she survived. But no matter how early Ngozi came or how hard she tried, nobody ever stopped by her table. Mama Chike, what's your secret? She once asked politely. Mama Chike laughed, her eyes sharp and knowing. Oh, my dear, the secret is simple. Wake up early, work hard, and don't envy others. God blesses those who help themselves. Ngozi smiled weakly, but deep down, something didn't feel right. She saw how Mama Chike's eyes sometimes turned cold, almost like there was something behind them, something watching. Weeks passed, and the difference grew wider. While other sellers returned home empty-handed, Mama Chike always went home with bags of money. Then the rumors began. She doesn't sleep at home every night, said one woman. Sometimes, people see her near the market after dark, whispered another. But no one dared to check. No one, except Ngozi. One evening, after the market closed, Ngozi packed her things slowly. She told her friends she would sleep at her aunt's house, but instead, she hid behind an abandoned store. The moon was bright, the wind cold, and the market empty. She waited. And then, she heard footsteps. Soft. Slow. Bare feet on sand. Ngozi held her breath. Mama Chike walked into the market, alone, wearing a white wrapper that glowed in the moonlight. She carried a small clay pot and began to hum softly, a strange tune that echoed like a whisper from another world. She placed the pot on the ground and began to pour something from it, red like palm oil, but thicker, darker. Spirit of the night, she murmured, I have fed you. Now give me what I asked for. The air grew still. The wind stopped. Ngozi's heart beat so fast she could barely breathe. Then it happened. Mama Chike's body began to twist, her arms shaking, her back arching, and before Ngozi's terrified eyes, her skin shimmered, scaled, and stretched. A hiss. A flick of a tongue. Where Mama Chike had stood, a giant snake now slithered. It glided around the empty stalls, touching each woman's table with its tongue, and as it did, a faint golden glow rose from the wood and floated into the air, sucked into the snake's mouth. Ngozi gasped silently. It was true, Mama Chike was stealing their blessings. The next morning, Mama Chike arrived as usual, smiling, bright, her wrapper neat. The market buzzed with buyers, and again, they all crowded around her. Ngozi sat quietly, trembling. She couldn't eat, couldn't speak. When she finally gathered courage, she whispered to another woman. Mama Ifeoma, I saw something last night. But before she could finish, Mama Ifeoma hissed. Keep quiet. Do you want trouble? You think you can fight that woman? She's not ordinary. Ngozi bit her lip and nodded. She said nothing more. But inside her, a fire had started. That week, a strange man came to the market, tall, dark-skinned, wearing a white garment. He carried a staff carved with strange symbols. He walked straight to Ngozi's store. "Young woman," he said softly, "why do you look afraid?" Ngozi looked up in shock. "Who are you, sir?" "A traveler," he replied. "But I can see the shadows that follow you. Someone is draining the blessings from this place." Her heart pounded. You know." He nodded slowly. "If you want to save your people, meet me here tonight when the moon rises." Ngozi hesitated, then whispered, "I will." That night, the wind was strong. Palms rustled, and the moon was high. Ngozi hid again, this time with the stranger. They waited. Mama Chike appeared, humming that same eerie song. Her clay pot glowed faintly in her hands. "Now," whispered the stranger, raising his staff. "Watch carefully. When she begins her transformation, do not move." Mama Chike poured the red liquid again and began to chant. "Spirits of market and night, rise and feed." Her voice deepened, echoing, ancient. The snake began to appear again, her eyes burning red. The man struck his staff on the ground. "By the blood of truth, I bind you." A flash of light filled the market. The snake screamed, not like a human, not like a beast, something between both. She turned back into Mama Chike, kneeling, shaking, her face covered in tears. "Please," she begged, "don't destroy me. I only wanted to feed my children, my husband died, and business was hard." Ngozi's eyes filled with tears too. "But Mama, you've been stealing from all of us. Because of you, others can't feed their children." Mama Chike sobbed. "I didn't know it would go this far." The stranger lowered his staff. "The spirits you fed cannot be unfed. You must confess before dawn, or they will take what remains of your soul." She nodded weakly. I will confess." At sunrise, the market gathered. Mama Chike stood in the center, her face pale, her hands trembling. "My sisters," she cried, "forgive me. I used the power of darkness to sell more than you. I took your blessings. I thought it would help me survive." The women gasped, covering their mouths. Some wept. Others backed away in fear. The stranger raised his staff again. "Let this serve as warning, what you take by darkness will be paid for in tears." The ground beneath Mama Chike shook. A hiss filled the air. "No, please," she whispered. Then, silence. When the dust settled, Mama Chike was gone. Only her wrapper remained, curled like a snake's skin on the ground. From that day, the market of Abodo changed. Women prayed before selling, and no one envied another. Ngozi became one of the most successful sellers, not because of charms, but because of honesty and faith. And every night, when the wind howled through the empty market, some swore they could still hear a faint hiss, a warning that greed may sell fast, but truth sells forever.